working on the flag stand as well tonight. The pace car is in. Jerry Marquis brings them around. Nice and easy. Jerry Marquis, Tom Quinney off the fourth turn. Boyer looks him over. The green flag is out, and at the line, Marquis has a pretty good lead then.
No question about it. As the field heads into turn number 2, Marquis is a little bit sideways with the automobile, but here comes Dave Lynn. It'll be a drag race down the back straightaway, evenly matched, but by the time they reach turn number 3, it all should change.
It was Dave Lynn who took home all the marbles in this Budweiser Showdown event at the Thompson International Speedway. He would like to do it again tonight, and Lynn looks as though he is in pretty good shape to do just that. As he works the inside groove, slides up off of turn number 2, takes over the lead, putting Jerry Marquis back into that second spot. Wayne Tack, car number 104, now slides into that third position. Then it is the 44 of Rosenfield as we round turn number 4 across the stripe, 2 laps up on the scoreboard as they head for turn 1.
Into turn number 1, lead automobile is still the Dave Lynn machine, but moving into the final qualifying spot is car number 37, the Coors Beer-sponsored automobile for Fran Jr. Colson. Colson sets in the final qualifying spot. As they come off the turn, Dave Lynn leads him down to the line. He has already started to expand his lead over Jerry Marquis and Mike Murphy as they set up for turn 2.
Off of number 1 and nice and smooth through turn 2 is Dave Lynn. Remember, he has not competed here in a long, long time and has certainly remembered his way around this half mile. Dave Lynn off of turn number 4 pretty much by his lonesome, about a 3-car length advantage over Jerry Marquis. Running in the third spot is Mike Murphy in the M3, then it is Rosenfield, and the 52 of Farino, the 37 of Colson. Pretty much single file the field is running, but the caution flag comes out as car number 31 goes around up between turns 3 and 4. That's Dave Bibbins. Car number 31. Dave hails out of Springfield, Vermont. Please call the handicappers booth. Russ Conway, please call the handicappers booth. Peter Locke now behind the wheel of the Pontiac pace car begins to pull away. Down into the infield, Boyer looks them over. Green flag is back out, and Dave Lynn picks up where he left off of turn number 4 and heading to the line. It is Dave Lynn. The racing school teacher Mike Murphy now drops down onto the inside lane. He takes a peek at the inside of Lynn. Can't make it work. That time he has to drop back in for second. Jerry Marquis currently sits in the third position. Rounding out the top 4 is the 44 of Jimmy Rosenfield, followed by Mark Farino. This time around, it's the halfway marker.
Off the fourth turn into turn number 1, Dave Lynn will still set the pace. He holds on, but the pressure is really being applied now. As they come off turn number 2, Mike Murphy runs a strong second. Jerry Marquis is third. Then there's plenty. They come off turn 2. Lynn gets a tremendous bite. Colson is out of shape. Beckman up high in the marbles, and Colson will lose the final qualifying spot as they head off turn number 4. Lynn still got the lead as laps continue to tick away.
7 laps now shown on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard. Keep in mind that this is the very first time that these Pro Stock automobiles have ever run on the half mile here at Stafford. So a lot of learning has to be done by the crews and the drivers of many of these cars as they work the half mile this evening. Ed Boyer now with a 2-lap marker up. 2 laps to go for car number 41, Dave Lind. Lind deep into turn number 1. Mike Murphy still holding on to that second spot. Jerry Marquis trying to close that gap. He is able to close just a bit into the turns, but Murphy is able to open it up once again down the straightaways. This time around, white flag is out. Final circuit for Dave Lind. Into turn 1. Lind having things pretty much the way he'd like them. Look at that battle back there for the final qualifying spot. 6 cars will make the move into the feature event. Dave Lind appears to be a shoo-in as they work their way off of turn number 4. Heading for the line, it is car number 41, Dave Lynn, followed by Mike Murphy and Jerry Marquis. Next is the 44 of Rosenfield, the 52 of Farino, the 85 of Bowles, the 20 of Beckman, and the 37 of Colson, followed by Sokolowski, Tack, and Boulay. Here are the cars that make the move into the feature event tonight. Car number 41, Dave Lynn. Then is the M3 of Mike Murphy and the 73 of Jerry Marquis. Next is the 44 of Rosenfield, the 52 of Farino, and the 85 of Tommy Bowles. Those are the cars that do make the move into the feature event. Round number 1, for the Pro Stocks here on Budweiser Showdown of Champions Night. Round number 2. Here's Ben.
Yellow flag still being displayed as the ambulance appears to be heading to the pit area. Possibly a problem there. We'll be checking on additional information in reference to that. Goes to the infield. They bump just a bit, anticipating the green. Off the fourth turn, they come out pretty much evenly matched. Starter gives them the green, bumping and grinding. We've got them crossed up. Everybody okay, but in the middle of the pack, there is additional problems. Car number 81X and the 06 of Lavoie make contact as we are under green down the back straightaway. Believe it or not, the leader is Rick Turcotte. But look out, here comes the number 82 of Paul Supernaut. Supernaut, the impressive driver who regularly competes at the Riverside Park Speedway, works his way to the outside, and Supernaut will take over the lead with ease.
Paul Supernaut, who has just been such an outstanding force in this division over the last 2 or 3 years, wheels off the second turn, heads down the back straightaway as the Gaeta automobile slows immensely going into that third turn. Gaeta will park the 36 in the infield. Meantime, off the fourth turn, it is the 82 of Supernaut right up front.
No question about it. Supernaut's going to lead the field, and in turn number 2, he runs like Jack the Bear as he comes off that second turn. Turcotte into the number 2 spot. Rosenfield's got third. Howdy Clapp is fourth. Then we go to De Castell driving the white number 36. Estelle is starting to reel in on the back bumper of Howdy Clapp, but time is starting to tick away. Sixth spot currently held down by the number 20 automobile. In his pursuit to work his way to the front, he is running very, very strong in this qualifying event. He has passed perhaps more cars in this qualifier than any other car in the field, and that is Bobby Glass out of Revere, Massachusetts. Glass is reeling in on both of the 36 automobiles. Bobby Glass will work his way to the outside. Car number 20. Off the fourth turn, the Oldsmobile-bodied race car puts some pressure on the 2 Camaros just in front of him. There'll be 3 wide into turn number 1. Good racing right now occurring on the racetrack for the 4th, 5th, and 6th spot. 6 and only 6 cars to qualify. Down the back straightaway, Glass will take it in deep. He goes to the outside, gets around De Castell, a regular runner at Seacock. Now he puts some pressure on Howdy Clapp as they come off turn number 4. It is Clapp on the inside of the racetrack, but car number 20, Glass, has easily taken over the 4th spot. Glass holds on to that 4th position. He already looks to reel in on the number 09 of Rosenfield, but that distance between him and the car ahead is about a full straightaways distance, as Paul Supernaut is really setting an awesome pace out in front with the Orbit Motor Sales machine. Supernaut already into turn number 3 as your second place automobile. Turcotte just comes out of turn number 2. Third spot is still Rosenfield. Fourth spot is Glass. Fifth is a battle between Howie Clapp and the number 36X of De Castell. Remember now, 6 and only 6 cars to qualify. Reeling in and trying to move into a qualified spot is the Teddy Bear Pools machine for Teddy Hebert. Battle just in front of him, still those 2 36 automobiles, as this time around the 2-lap marker is out. In less than 2 laps, it'll all be history for round number 2 in Budweiser qualifying racing action here at the half-mile facility. Camaro. White flag for our leader. In less than 1 lap, we'll have a winner in this qualifying event. Turcotte running in second. He is pretty much unchallenged. Rosenfield is third. Bobby Glass sets in the 4th spot. 5th spot currently is De Castell, and 6th is Howdy Clapp, car number 36. Off the 4th turn, taking down the victory. The Orbit Motor Sales machine, car number 82, secures the win. Second spot, unchallenged, the 57 of Turcotte. Third spot, we've got a battle, but Rosenfield will hold on. Bobby Glass in for the 4th spot. 5th spot with a car that is sparking, car number 36X for De Castell, and in the 6th and final qualifying spot, the X36 for Howdy Clapp. Ladies and gentlemen, to secure the victory, the Orbit Motor Sales machine, a regular runner at the Riverside Park Speedway and for the special events at the Thompson International Speedway, car number 82 for Paul Supernaut. Finishing in the number 2 spot, the Mason Auto Body, number 57 for Rick Turcotte. Third spot will go to Rosenfield's car number 09. Fourth spot, driving an Oldsmobile, car number 20, it'll be Bobby Glass. In the 5th spot, it'll be regular runner at the Seacock.
Is Eddie Lavoie. Off the 4th turn, Baker with his foot in the carburetor takes the lead going into turn 1 as we have a problem right on the front straightaway with Earnhardt and Bouchard coming together. Everybody remains under green as Buddy Baker puts the hammer down and leads them into turn number 3. It is Baker out front, car number 1, but here comes Tim Richmond. Richmond in the orange and blue, car number 27, works his way deep into turn 1, right on the rear bumper of Baker. Bug Stevens runs in the 3rd spot. Cale Yarborough is 4th. Billy Lauritsen runs in the 5th spot. Here comes Ron Bouchard trying to make up a lot of lost ground. Dale Earnhardt retires car number 3 into the infield as off of turn 4. Buddy Baker. Tim Richmond running bumper to bumper into the 1st turn. Cale Yarborough holds on to 3rd. Richmond gets a little out of shape in turn number 1. Gathers it all back together as they head down the back straightaway. Stevens retires car number 4. But the battle for the lead is a 3-way battle as Yarborough now begins to reel the front 2 leaders in. Off the 4th turn and down the front straightaway. Tim Richmond on the rear bumper of Buddy Baker. Richmond now takes a look underneath Baker. Off the 2nd turn, they run side by side. But Baker gets a good bite off the upper groove, and he leads them back into turn 3. Baker and Richmond, Yarborough waiting in the wings, and Bouchard trying to make up a lot of lost territory as at the stripe Richmond is once again challenging for the lead. Tim Richmond down on the inside, a good bite this time, and Tim Richmond drives the wheels off of car number 27 and takes over the lead. Off the 4th turn, this time around, Ed Boyer will indicate halfway to the drivers. 5 down and 5 to go for Timmy Richmond, Buddy Baker, Cale Yarborough, Ron Bouchard, Bill Lauritsen, and Ed Lavoie. Down the back stretch, Richmond begins to open things up just a bit, but look at the battle we've got now for 3rd, as Bouchard has managed to find his way underneath Yarborough. Yarborough gets a little out of shape as they work the front straightaway. It is Bouchard on the inside, Yarborough running the outside. Door handle to door handle, elbow to elbow. Yarborough with the bite off the 2nd turn. Bouchard has to tuck back in. Off the 4th turn, it is still Richmond with about a 10-car length advantage over Baker. But the battle on the racetrack is for 3rd with Bouchard and Yarborough going bumper to bumper. Into turn 1, Yarborough goes high. Bouchard takes advantage and drops down low. He hits pay dirt. And Ronnie Bouchard now moves into challenge for that 2nd position. Bouchard closing the door. Moving in on the rear bumper of Buddy Baker. Down the front straightaway, the 2-lap marker is up as Cale Yarborough drops off the pace with car number 28. Apparently a problem sidelining that automobile. A lot of fluid being dumped out onto the racetrack from the 28 of Yarborough. Ron Bouchard with problems under the 47, and Tim, we've got problems as Bouchard's car catches on fire. He brings the car in on the grass. Tim Richmond has a problem with the left front of his automobile. Apparently Richmond lost a tire, and we are running under caution as suddenly Yarborough, Bouchard, and Richmond all run into problems on the very same lap.
So, unbelievable situation, Russ, down as they went down the back straightaway. Well, a lot of eyes was on the number 28 of Yarborough's car. It appears that it lost oil pressure. The red light comes on the dash, and Yarborough's car was dumping fluid on the inside of the racetrack. When the stage changed just a bit and everybody looked in turn 3, it appears that the engine let go in car number 47 as something dropped out from beneath the engine compartment, and it appeared that it ignited for a brief moment. While that was happening, coming off the 4th turn, Tim Richmond lost the left front tire and the whole, actually, wheel assembly off the number 27 automobile, but Richmond didn't stop there. He raced right into turn number 1, did his best to hold it down, maintained the position there, but the car comes to rest, setting on 3 wheels, approaching turn number 2 at this time. On the Winston Racing Series scoreboard, that appears the way that it will be, as Ronnie Bouchard will head back to the pit area. Jack Arute, the gentleman who owns the Stafford Motor Speedway, will give him a ride to the pits, and it appears that car number 47 has some severe damage done to the engine department in that automobile. We'll wait for an up-to-date report concerning that car. Carl Bugsy Stevens, also another one of the vehicles. Stage is set now. Last chance to qualify, and this one for the Pro Stock. Budweiser Showdown here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Beckman on the inside of the front row. Teddy Hebert outside row number 1. They come off the turn and down to the line. Beckman leads them into turn number 1. Look out, here comes Earnhardt. 3 wide into turn number 1. Earnhardt finds the groove down low. He will take over second. Carl Bugsy Stevens, Stafford's all-time winningest driver, sets in third. Single file competition, top 3 down the back straightaway. The Coors Beer automobile of Fran Jr. Colson takes a peek at Teddy Hebert, but the door is closed. But here comes Earnhardt, reeling in on the back bumper of car number 20X. Deep into turn number 1, we've got Earnhardt really putting some heavy pressure on the Beckman automobile. Earnhardt winds it up on the inside groove. They head down the back straightaway. Look at the horsepower advantage here, deep into turn number 3. They are evenly matched. They come off the 4th turn. Earnhardt gets a tremendous bite, and he will lead him to the line for lap number 2.
You can see why they call him one tough customer. Dale Earnhardt certainly showed that he knew his way around short racetrack. He was awesome this past weekend at Hudson and at Lee. And Dale Earnhardt currently sits on top of the pack here in this consolation round. Car number 3, the Wrangler car number 3, leads him off the 4th turn and across the stripe. R.J. Beckman. Then it is
caution comes out for car number 31 that goes spinning just off from turn number 2, and that, of course,
Dave Bibbins.
Yep, is the Bibbins machine.
Springfield, Vermont's Dave Bibbins. He has had problems all evening. He got involved in a problem over in the 3rd turn in the first qualifying round.
Ruggiero. Fran Jr. Colson has had his share of problems here tonight, trying to master the half mile here at Stafford.
Billy Johns is back out in car number 11.
That's the former Bob Whitcup machine. He'll pick up at the rear of the field. Pace car tucks it down low. Green could come anytime. It does. Just as we predicted, Earnhardt will set the pace. Reggie Ruggiero sneaks in the second. He is looking for the back end of the Earnhardt automobile. Trouble erupts. Car number 81 goes spinning off the 4th turn, down through the infield area. It appears that he is out of harm's way. We are still under green. Flagman is holding, and yes, the yellow flag does come out.
Mike Russo unable to refire that car. Keeps us under caution once again.
A real drag race off the 4th turn. Earnhardt down low. Reggie Ruggiero tries it on the high side, but Earnhardt gets the bite. Plenty of horsepower beneath the hood of the Wrangler machine, and it'll set the pace in the turn number 1. In turn 2, Ruggiero reels him back in once again. Out of the back of the pack comes the number 7 automobile of Paul Richardson. Richardson runs like Jack the Bear down the back straightaway. He currently sets in the final qualifying spot, but keep your eyes on the black number 7, as it appears to have plenty of horsepower and plenty of handles, as the Murphy's oil service machine works its way to the front rather skillfully, down low underneath Carl Bugsy Stevens in turn number 2 and down the back straightaway.
Trouble over on that backstretch, but hopefully Billy Johns in car number 11 will be able to get out of harm's way, and we will be able to continue under green. Meanwhile, we have the halfway marker out for the drivers, and this is the consolation round. Up front, it is still Earnhardt. Reggie Ruggiero running in that second spot. Beckman is in 3rd. 4th is Fran Colson. As they head down the back straightaway, the caution flag comes out. Apparently,
it is the number 11 of Billy Johns, a car that sat stranded on the infield area, apparently not to the likings of our starter, believing that that automobile is too close to the racing surface as the caution comes out. Earnhardt and Ruggiero are evenly matched, but not for long. Earnhardt with the pedal to the metal, he'll pull away. Horsepower decides the way the field heads into turn number 1. Earnhardt is out in front. Ruggiero is not going to get caught out of the draft as they come off turn 2. While this is happening up front, there's another battle going on between the number 20 of Beckman and Fran Jr. Colson's number 37. Paul Richardson, the car that we told you about, among the fastest cars currently on the racetrack, runs the high side. Off the 4th turn, he goes around Carl Bugsy Stevens, and now looks to pressure Fran Jr. Colson for the 4th spot. Deep into turn number 2. They come off the 2nd turn like gangbusters. Door is suddenly shut just in front of Richardson's machine. He will try again, but that challenge will have to come this time off turn number 4. 7 laps are showing on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard, and Dale Earnhardt is out in front, dominating the racing action over Reggie Ruggiero in 2nd. 3rd spot, still a battle here, as Beckman holds off Fran Jr. Colson. Richardson right behind them, and Carl Bugsy Stevens currently holding on to that final qualifying position. Caution flag comes out again. This time it is for car number 81 that is spun between turns 1 and 2, up next to the Armco retaining wall.
Once again, Ben, that's the 81 of Mike Brusso, which spun earlier right here off of turn number 4. So obviously not.
Green should come in turn number 4. Pace car is in. Pace is extremely quick this time. Ruggiero wastes no time at all, but Earnhardt seems to get plenty of horsepower from beneath the hood of car number 3 is Earnhardt. Will pull away in turn 1. Reggie Ruggiero holds a much finer line approaching turn number 2, but Earnhardt will pull away down the back straightaway. Action is for third. Paul Richardson, he started scratching the event. He was the car that we told you to keep your eyes on. He has threaded the needle through traffic impressively, and he now sets in the third spot. Fran Jr. Colson takes a bid down underneath Beckman's automobile to try to contend for the 4th spot. Colson keeps it nice and low. Beckman drifts up just a bit, and that's just enough to put Colson into the 4th spot. Veteran driver and Stafford's all-time winningest Carl Bugsy Stevens comfortably sets in the 5th spot now as Gary Stevens keeps it nice and low in less than one circuit. It'll soon be history here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Trouble erupts off the turn as the number 04 automobile takes contact with the 104 of Wayne Tack. You can see the rear suspension damage done. Beckman also out of the competition, but down to the line, it appears we are still under green. At the checker, it'll be Earnhardt in for the victory. Reggie Ruggiero's got himself a 2nd. Paul Richardson in for 3rd. 4th is Fran Jr. Colson. 5th is Carl Bugsy Stevens. And 6th will be Gary Stevens, car number 23. Once again, to recap the finish for you. In the Pro Stock consolation event in the Budweiser Showdown of Champions, securing the victory, the Wrangler Jeans Machine, car number 3. That, of course, your winner for Dale Earnhardt. 2nd spot, the Shadow, car number 16, for Reggie Ruggiero. 3rd spot will go to Paul Richardson, the Murphy's Waste Machine. 4th spot, Fran Jr. Colson, the Coors Beer sponsored 37, followed by the 4 of Carl Bugsy Stevens, and Gary Stevens out of Vernon, Connecticut will take down the final qualifying position driving car number 23. Those are your 6 top automobiles out of the Pro Stock consolation event to move to the Budweiser Showdown of...
Sits on top of the point chase for the Budweiser Showdown, and he showed you exactly why. Car number 3 for Dale Earnhardt.
20th starting position out of Forestville, Connecticut. He'll be driving car number 60, the Shadow automobile for Reggie Ruggiero.
Alongside of Reggie Ruggiero out of Georgetown, Massachusetts, car number 7B, the black number 7 for Paul Richardson.
In the 22nd starting position, he'll be driving the Coors Beer, number 37, out of Leominster, Massachusetts, Fran Jr. Colson. 23 from Vernon, Connecticut, it'll be Gary Stevens.
Car number 1 for Buddy Baker into the infield area. Apparently, minor mechanical problem there. Up in a puff of smoke for Buddy Baker. He climbs out of the race car. And there may be a mad scramble to either find a replacement automobile or quickly find the problem with that particular car number 1, the Dennis Gagliardi operation.
In car number 4. We'll try to confirm that. Car number 4 starting shotgun on the field, trying to spy to see if that is Baker's strapping frame. No, it looks like it's Bugsy Stevens. Bugsy will be in the 4, so it looks like Buddy Baker will watch this.
Have to run a feature event. Well, let's see how it comes down as the Pontiac Trans Am safety car leads them into turn number 3. Peter Locke behind the wheel, and they'll address themselves to the start line for 25 green flag laps of racing. The Pro Stocks tighten up in turn number 3, and we'll see if the local heroes can hold off the Grand National Challengers. A lot of shuffling down to turn 1, and the move comes up from the outside pole. Watch Richmond, he's in the 5th spot of that petty blue STP red 27 car.
But it's Dave Lind who's out front. Paul Supernat from Springfield, Massachusetts. Challenge on the outside. Rim riding out of turn 4. He goes to the stripe in 2nd.
Richmond in 5th. And moving up the inside is Earnhardt. Watch him run right down on the bottom of the racetrack in turn number 2. In a thick pack of traffic, that silver and blue Wrangler machine. Midway down the backstretch, Earnhardt takes him 3 wide and thinks better of it. Drops in line, but battle back at the front of the pack.
Lind is being challenged, feels the hot breath of Supernat. He runs in 2nd, continually trying the outside through. Mike Murphy has dropped himself comfortably into 3rd, and
is Tim Richmond looking for that 4th position. He's in 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th is Earnhardt. Slicing underneath 2 cars at turn number 3. He moves to the 9th spot, picks up 8th and goes right to the bottom for 7th.
Whoa, trouble down the front straightaway. The 09 car getting sideways. Joe Rosenfield of Bridgewater, Massachusetts, going in the grass.
Along with Rick Turcotte of Hamden, Massachusetts, in car number 57, just narrowly avoiding the Winston barrier that was knocked over not once but twice last Friday night in the SK Modified. Right.
Yankees taking Richmond and marching through Atlanta and Georgia with General Sherman. He said he may have a little bit of a score to settle here tonight. He blew the engine in his normal number 28 mount that he was supposed to campaign here. Actually had an overheating problem, a head gasket letting go, so he's taking up the battle tonight in number 99.
Short of stature, but heavy of foot. So, up front is Dave Lind, and right with him is Paul Supernaut in the front row. In row number 2, again, 2 of the local competitors, and right behind them, Tim Richmond, Dale Earnhardt in row 4, Cale Yarborough alongside Richmond in row number 3. 3 laps down, 22 to go, and the pace car is in. Restart, and hard on the throttle is Dave Lind in turn 3. He will get the jump off turn number 4 and back to the start-finish line.
Over second position, but here comes Richmond on the inside. Richmond gathers in 3rd, trying to go low is Earnhardt as well. Earnhardt moves into 4th position. The cream begins to come to the top.
Earnhardt takes Supernaut. He is 4th. Richmond up on Mike Murphy. Now Murphy will show you a wheel or 2, and here they come off turn 4. Richmond on the outside. Earnhardt runs right behind Murphy and knows what a tough customer Murphy can be. Supernaut pulls back up on the outside, and it's a 4-car battle for 2nd spot.
A little bumper tag back for 3rd and 4th. Earnhardt gets into it, goes around Murphy to appropriate the 3rd position. It continues to be Lind out front. Richmond running 2nd. Earnhardt moves to 3rd, Murphy to 4th.
It'll be a 5-car race for 2nd spot as Jerry Marquis of Enfield in 73 comes up the challenge. Supernaut to the outside of Mike Murphy. That's for 4th spot in the back straightaway. Marquis is there with them. But Richmond and Earnhardt have set sail for Dave Lind.
A little bit of the Talladega draft coming into play here at the half mile at Stafford. Richmond running in 2nd. Glued right to his rear deck lid is Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt looked to the inside out of turn 2, thought better of it.
Earnhardt has 19 laps to deal with Tim Richmond, but they want to catch Lind. Lind, who won the Showdown's opening round at Thompson, Connecticut. In this 41 car tonight, as again, that battle for 4th spot is a good one with Mike Murphy trying to hold off Jerry Marquis, no luck. Paul Supernaut retakes 4th position. Ahead of Murphy and Jerry Marquis and Reggie Ruggiero.
On the inside comes Dale Earnhardt. They're hub to hub out of turn 4. Earnhardt trying for 2nd position. He's got it at the stripe.
And here comes Ruggiero. Reggie is now up to the 6th spot. And in turn 1, the black number 16 of Ruggiero works on Mike Murphy's M3.
Ruggiero goes to the outside down the back straightaway, gets around Murphy, and he appropriates that 5th position. Meanwhile, at the front, it continues to be Lind, Earnhardt, Richmond, then the 82 car, that's Marquis. As they work down the backstretch, it looks like as if Earnhardt is beginning to close on your leader, Dave Lind. Look how deep Earnhardt carries that car into the corner.
Lind out of turn 4. Here is Earnhardt with him. Tim Richmond, Paul Supernaut, Reggie Ruggiero now 5th. But the battle will be for the lead, and there's a blown engine in turn 4. A lot of smoke out of car number 7. The white number 7 comes limping back to the pit area. That's one of the Paul Richardson, the Murphy's Waste Oil cars. And that is Ron Bouchard, who will coast back to the pit area off turn number 1.
You know, these Grand National guys are wounding a lot of these pro stocks tonight. Do you think maybe they're winding them a tad too tight?
Connecticut, driving 16, Reggie Ruggiero. 6th from Connecticut in 73 is Jerry Marquis. 7th from Massachusetts, Mike Murphy in the M3. 8th from New Hampshire, car number 7, Paul Richardson. 9th from South Carolina is Cale Yarborough in 99.
Who gets the whole shot coming out of turn 4? The green flag is displayed, and look at Earnhardt lay the coals on the heat. Down to turn 1, it's side by side. Lind on the inside, but going in much deeper and taking over the lead, Dale Earnhardt. Here comes Richmond and Ruggiero.
Waynel Ruggiero, if he can get up to challenge Earnhardt, now that'll be a race worth paying money to see. He's inside Richmond off turn 4. Here comes Reggie.
Ruggiero takes a beat, puts him in his sights, trying to get around him. Richmond again goes in very tight into turn number 1, out of 2.
Trouble in 2. It's Marquis spinning up toward the wall, and everybody will miss him. Not by much. That looked like Jerry Marquis' number PT-73. Spinning up at turn number 3 as he tried to hang on to his 6th position. Tough break for the young driver from Enfield, who started out at Riverside Park in the figure 8.
Richmond and Ruggiero, 2 birds of a feather likewise in the 2nd row. Supernat Murphy in the 3rd row, and look, Cale Yarborough's moved to the outside of that.
In the Trans Am, Peter Lock will put his foot down and will move away from this field as they head for turn number 3. Earnhardt and Lind. Ruggiero now sneaks up there. Pace car may not get home. Here they come into 3. And they just passed by the pace car. He was running 3rd by the time he got to the corner.
Earnhardt came up through the gearbox quicker than Lind and held on to the 1st position, but Lind continuing to hound him on the back, but here comes Richmond on the inside.
Oh, he's a little out of shape. Ruggiero taps him and gets likewise out of shape. Supernaut comes up, tries to cover the spot, and it spreads the field out just a bit. 12 laps near halfway. Earnhardt, Lind, then Richmond. Ruggiero and Supernaut slam together off turn 4.
Everybody's trying to gather it back up after losing the momentum on your leader, Dale Earnhardt, 2 circuits ago. But Earnhardt with 2 car lengths of advantage over Dave Lind. But Richmond is beginning to close, and look at Supernat go all over the back bumper of Reggie Ruggiero for that 5th spot.
Caution as the car is spun up in turn number 2. That looks like Roland Turcotte, or Rick Turcotte rather, from Hamden, Mass. at 57 once again. And Turcotte is another drop outside. Lind comes down to cover the spot. Richmond, Ruggiero, Murphy, Supernaut, and Paul Richardson. The way they head for turn 1. Richardson looks to the inside on Supernaut, and they get a little close in 2.
And Richmond continuing to hound the rear deck lid of Dave Lind. Only in the corners. Lind seems to be a little stronger down the straightaways, but Richmond carries it in much deeper in that STP number 27.
A lot of motor in Dave Lind's car. Here's Richmond going after him. Ruggiero on the bottom's got another shot at it. Can't hold on coming out of turn 2.
There again, a classic example of take no prisoners attitude for Reggie Ruggiero. He saw Richmond challenging Lind and said, I can go even lower. Went downstairs to the basement and tried to challenge.
Richmond is loose and all out of shape off turn 4. The smoke boils off the tires at 27, and Reggie gets him on the inside.
And look where Reggie passed him down below the safety line on the apron. He takes the spot, moves into 3rd spot. Ruggiero's on the move.
Reggie Ruggiero on his home racetrack, trying to deal with a Grand National Challenger. Moves up to 3rd. Earnhardt is going to really have to scamper away from the field, and he's going to hold on to this one.
You can be sure Earnhardt checking the mirror to see where Dave Lind is. Meanwhile, Lind has got to contend shortly with Reggie Ruggiero, who's closing quickly in turn number 3.
He'll have 8 laps to do it as they come by this time. 8 laps to go. Right on the heels of Ruggiero is Richmond looking for just 1 slip-up. But Earnhardt's car has hummed all through this season. And here's Paul Richardson in the black number 7. Midway down the backstretch, watch Richardson to try and put the move on the man he battles every week, Mike Murphy. Here's Richmond again. He got inside Ruggiero, trying to give him a taste of his own medicine in turn 4. Out of 2.
Ruggiero holds off the advance to Richmond out of 2. Now down the backstretch, they do the shuttle, scoot, shoot, scoot. And it continues to be Richmond challenging, but he just can't get by. Ruggiero tries down on the apron. There he is, just rim riding out.
And can't get the bite off turn 4. He has the motor. Gets into the corner well. Ruggiero does a little stutter before he gets to the throttle in turn 2, and that gives him a couple of car lengths.
And it backs them up, but now...
Trouble in 1. One car gets loose and gets almost tagged. That's the number 20 car of Bobby Glass. He gets away. No caution.
Let's check Richmond this time around. For the last 3 circuits, he's gone all the way down on the safety apron trying to get that position away from Reggie Ruggiero. Ruggiero's had nothing to do with it.
5 to go. 5 laps left in this first feature, and Earnhardt is in heavy traffic in turn 1.
It's going to be a wild one.
Cale Yarborough has standstill with Jerry Marquis as they go to turn number 1. Back is white flag for Dale Earnhardt.
The guy that cut his teeth at the foot, he has got the Wrangler jeans number 3 humming as he comes into turn 3, getting set to take the checkered flag. Let's keep you apprised of the Ruggiero-Richmond battle. That's begun to dissipate as well.
Checkered flag for Dale Earnhardt. It is Dave Lynn to finish second. Ruggiero third, Richmond fourth, Supernon in fifth, Mike Murphy is sixth, Paul Richardson finishes seventh. Eighth is Eddie Lavoie, ninth is Jerry Marquis, and 10th is Cale Yarborough.
Well, Michael, if that's an indication of what we're going to see in the second 25-lap feature, it ought to be one whale of a finish. That's also advantageous for Dale Earnhardt in his challenge to win the Budweiser Showdown of Champions. Another feature victory for the former Winston Cup Grand National champion.
Twice. Here he is, Dale Earnhardt, ladies and gentlemen. Your first Showdown 25-lap winner. Ben?
Down in Winston, victory lane here for the Budweiser Showdown of Champions. Dale, the car seemed to have performed to perfection for you out there. Plenty of horsepower, but the car looked like it was handling well also.
Well, it was. Rich and the guys really done a good job with this car this week, and you know, I was worried about the long straightaways here at Stafford, but and me never driving here before, so you know, the car dialed in, and I did too.
It certainly appeared that way. We talked to you in the pit area before the competition began, and you said that you felt very comfortable in this automobile after the victories you had at the Hudson Speedway and so forth. It looked really, really strong, but a lot of pressure was applied by both Richmond in the early goings of the event and Reggie Ruggiero. Do you think you'll have a problem in the second half with that?
Well, it's always tough coming from the rear, but you know, the car's working real well. If we don't have any trouble, we should be able to come back up to the first, you know, top 5 or something.
Well, there you have it. The winner of round number 1 in the Budweiser Showdown of Champions. Our representatives from Budweiser will be coming down to make the presentations directly from Anheuser-Busch, the district manager, Dan Hughes, and district representative, Larry Stryker. Now we'll go back upstairs with the starting lineup for the SK Modified feature event.
First, let's check on the infield with Russ Dowd and see if he has a report for us on any of the cars that did not make it to the checkered flag in this first 25-lapper.
If Earnhardt can do it, can somebody stop the juggernaut from Earnhardt in the Wrangler jeans number 3? He starts in the back of the pack. They go to you, Mike.
He's right next to Reggie Ruggiero back in that 11th of 12 rows. Safety car is in. Ed Boyer has green flag in hand. Green is on. 25 laps. And jumping quickly out of the lead is Deacon Stell, the Deacon. The Scourge of Seekonk, and he has a challenge on the outside. Moving up is Fran Coulson of Leominster, Mass.
Meanwhile, in the back of the pack, the charge from the rear continues. Richmond on the brakes.
Trouble.
Sparks directly in front of Reggie Ruggiero. Murphy gets loose. Almost takes 3 cars out with him. He gathers it back up on the apron. And Ruggiero is by, and look out, Dale Earnhardt's on the move.
And Supernon piles in 3 wide at turn number 2. And they drop kick Dee Castell to the back of the pack. And slicing up through.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that Cale Yarborough putting the hammer down out of turn number 4 and moving into the 5th position? Indeed it is. Yarborough, the first red national car to make the break.
Cale is 5th behind Tommy Bowles. Tommy Bowles has the 4th spot, the Ellington driver. 5th is Yarborough. And looking back to about 12th spot for Richmond. Bump and bang. Earnhardt's in the dirt, turn 3. And he comes back up on the racetrack.
And Bouchard, it is Ron Bouchard in the number 44. He is starting. He is running in the 2nd position with the show. Indeed is Earnhardt. Everywhere on the racetrack, passing cars.
Dale Earnhardt moves up through. He's now through halfway in the field. Right beneath the scoreboard, and he takes another spot down in turn 3. Up front is Fran Coulson.
Bouchard in 2nd. The 20 running in 3rd. That's Bobby Glass. But the battle and the show is in the back of the pack. Earnhardt snags another 2 into turn 1.
Cale Yarborough moving up for a spot. Working to the inside of the 85 car, Tommy Bowles. Cale gets up to the door, but no further. And Richmond, Jerry Marquis, Dale Earnhardt gains some ground. Ruggiero still mired back in traffic and cannot break free.
Chipping away, moving up to the front of the pack. Remember this inverted start. And look at Ruggiero, 3 wide into turn 1. Ruggiero snares 2 cars. Continues his assault on that pack of automobiles down the backstretch.
Meanwhile, Jerry Marquis and Tim Richmond pull up on Cale Yarborough in turn 3. Yarborough at 99. Tracking down Tommy Bowles. Here is Richmond on the inside of the STV car.
Richmond gives no quarter into turn 1. He gets by.
Earnhardt takes Cale. Richmond goes after Tommy Bowles. Earnhardt is right with him. And they will run 4th and 5th into turn 3.
dry. Now trying to gather it back up on the inside to get around. Meanwhile, it's a Richmond Earnhardt run to the front.
Paul Richardson ducks under Cale Yarborough at turn 1. And Paul will get a spot. And Mike Murphy.
9 laps completed of the 25 scheduled in this second round. The championship round here. Can Richmond and Earnhardt make up the deficit? Your leader continues to be Colson.
Here's Ruggiero working the inside in turn 1, and he dispenses with Cale Yarborough and goes after Tom Bowles. Colson across the line, 10 laps complete. Bouchard in second. Here's Glass in third. Richmond in fourth, and the race is for fourth at turn 1.
Richmond goes high, tries to appropriate that position from Bobby Glass. He does.
In car number 3. Ruggiero's gone past Mike Murphy, but he's well back of the leader.
Working race traffic, and it seems to me, Michael, as if Richmond and Earnhardt tries the outside around Richmond, and they are closing on your second place man, Ron Bouchard.
Colson's trying to run off and hide, and well, he better. Here is Earnhardt, turn 2. He's got Richmond on the inside.
Halfway this time. 3 wide into turn 4. Richmond and Earnhardt battle it up, and here comes Bouchard. It's a troika for second position. On their feet, they come across the stripe. Bouchard holds it, but just for that lap.
Here is Earnhardt under Ronnie Bouchard. They touch, and Earnhardt's got second. Richmond gets under the kit from Pittsburgh.
Are we about to see? Running in third, Bouchard in fourth position, and they are closing the separation over your leader, Fran Colson.
Back in fifth is Bobby Glass, sixth is Paul Richardson, seventh Reggie Ruggiero, eighth is Mike Murphy. And yes, the gap is closing. Fran Colson trying to hold out front. A lot of good racing in the back of the pack as well. But eyes are on Earnhardt. He tries to challenge, close up on the leader, and caution is out. From Vernon, Connecticut, car number 60 who is in the fence in turn 3.
The break that Dale Earnhardt and Tim Richmond needed. Fran Colson now will find himself.
Right.
Well, Fran Colson, the pressure's on him, and the local star would like to hold off the challenges of Dale Earnhardt, who's on the side of him, and on right in his rearview mirror, he's got to look at Tim Richmond. Boy, if that isn't enough to give you a goodie.
Pontiac safety car is in. Makes that hard left turn. And they bunch for the start. Colson comes out of the chute, turn 3. Earnhardt's with him. Richmond is there. But Colson gets a good jump at Earnhardt. Dirt tracks off the corner. Here he comes.
It's a 3-car contest down into turn 1. Colson holds off the advantage, but here comes Earnhardt clawing his way back up on the outside. It's Earnhardt.
Earnhardt found room for that race car on the outside of turn 2. And he has got the lead going for 5 in a row.
Earnhardt is your leader, but rounding out in second position and trying to hold off Tim Richmond and Fran Colson. Richmond looks to the outside, tries to follow the Earnhardt lead and go around Colson and take over second position.
Richmond on the outside. Pontiac against Pontiac, and it is Richmond for second spot. Colson, they get together just a touch, but Richmond will come out with second spot. Colson is third, Bouchard is fourth, Richardson, Murphy, Supernant, Ruggiero, and Lind.
So Earnhardt going for win number 5, a sweep for the Budweiser Showdown. Tim Richmond is only competition, but look at the contest for third.
Ron Bouchard on the inside of Fran Colson. Paul Richardson is right on Bouchard's bumper. Mike Murphy outside of Richardson. That's the battle we spoke of. Murphy cuts right down on Richardson.
He closed the door, slammed the door on Richardson. Murphy holds on to that fourth position, and hanging on the outside is Ron Bouchard for fifth.
Bouchard hangs tough. Here comes Ruggiero on the outside at 16 with Ron Bouchard's 44. Richardson holds the mare. A lot of smoke from Dave Lind's car suddenly.
And Richardson holding up the pack, but look at Ruggiero just looking for a hole, trying to bust his way out. Tries to sneak a peek to the inside, and he's caught in traffic.
Can't go anywhere there as they ground off turn number 4. Fran Colson in third. Mike Murphy in fourth. Trouble in turn 3 against the fence. At the entrance to turn 3, that might have been Paul Supernant in 82 as smoke continues to pour from the back of car number 16.
I think
we'll
that might be terminal.
Well, we'll be getting an infield report on some of the cars that are out of this race.
Into turn number 3, and it looks like we're ready to go up through the gearbox, and under the green flag conditions comes Dale Earnhardt. But look at Richmond. Richmond closing the gap, and he's about to challenge Earnhardt.
Here's Mike Murphy underneath Brand Olson for third position out of turn 1. 5 laps to go. Single file restarts the last 5 laps of these races, and Murphy has the third spot. Murphy, a very aggressive, hard-charging driver, wants the runner-up spot in the point standings. Earnhardt, Richmond, Murphy, then Coulson, Richardson, Superman, and Lynn.
Fading quickly has been Cale, Yarborough, and Ron Bouchard. They're out of the contest for the lead. They've got their hands full just for finishing positions. In the meantime, in turn 3, heading to 4, it looks like the battle for the lead is heating up.
Richmond is closing on Earnhardt. It's down to 2 car lengths. Earnhardt got a great restart. But Richmond now down to a car length in turn 1. But look at the power Earnhardt has off the corner.
Not only does it have it off the corner, look how far into the corner he carries that car. Gathers it back up, gets ready for turn 4, and there are 2 laps to go. The popsicle sticks are out at Stafford.
Down to turn 1, and Richmond takes it in even deeper. But Earnhardt's car gets such a jump off the corner. Good battle back for 4th spot. Brad Coulson, Paul Richardson, Supernaut, and Lynn.
Lynn tried to sneak a peek around Supernaut for a position. The white flag is out for Earnhardt and Richmond. Murphy in the 3rd spot. Coulson, and going to the inside now is a challenge for the 4th spot.
Back in the back, Bouchard has his hands full with Bobby Glass, and Richardson wants Coulson. He's not going to get him. Checkered flag, 5 features in a row. Dale Earnhardt in the Wrangler Jeans machine. Richmond is 2nd, Mike Murphy is 3rd. Finishing 4th is Brad Coulson. 5th to the 7 of Paul Richardson. 6th to the 82 of Paul Supernaut. And 7th to the 41 of Dave Lind. 8th is Ron Bouchard. 9th is Bobby Glass. With 5 feature wins. He'll take the checkered flag on his victory lap and return for a word trackside. Meanwhile, the junkers and clunkers will get fired up and brought here center stage. As tonight's race did not feature a lot of beat and bang, they're saving that. Dale posing with a checkered flag, and he'll be out of the car and can hear your applause in just a moment. But he has won 5 out of 6, and you saw him come from the back of the pack. Dale Earnhardt, the Budweiser Showdown champion.
Dale, it was almost the repeat of what we've seen at the Hudson Speedway. You did it from the back of the pack, and it wasn't an easy road to get to the front. But once again, it looked so impressive as the number 3 came through traffic.
Something else. We come through the infield back there one time, a lot of dust, couldn't see where it was going. You know, the car worked good, and it's been working good every race, so we just want to come on up the front easy.
Well, coming here to the heart of New England, did you ever think that you'd be the man to contend with in the running of the Showdown event?
No, I didn't. Not seeing any of these racetracks and knowing I had to come up here against Ron Bouchard and all the locals. You know, the guys run strong up here. It's hard to come in anybody's backyard and run good or even beat them. And, you know, I was lucky tonight Ron's engine failed, or he'd have been tough to beat. I think he'd have been the one to beat.
Well, the next thing's coming up is the Grand Slam Demo Derby. Are you going to win that one, too?
I don't know how you win one.
Just be the last guy left running. That's all that counts.
I don't know. We'll try it.
Okay, there you have it. From Winston Victory Lane, Dale Earnhardt.
All right, the cars will attempt to stay in the area bounded by the grass and the entrance and exit to pit road. Please don't go out in the back stretch where nobody can see you. If you're going to crash somebody and do a good job, do it here in front of the starter stand. He's the guy you'll see Sunday on TV hobbling down pit road. How many people think that pacer can take more than one hit and survive? How many people think he's in a lot of trouble? All right, gentlemen, pull toward the starting line. Ed, I'd get out of there if I were you. Well, here comes Richmond. Ronnie, not yet, Ronnie. All right, they're going to bring 3 cars down this end. And Jack, over here.
He's going to get Earnhardt already.
Love tap. Just want to make sure he was going. Okay, we'll pull Bouchard down here next to Tim Richmond. I think the only thing sillier than these guys doing this for money is that we're all sitting here watching it. Here comes reluctant Baker. Boy, is that car big. Boy, is that pacer small. All right, they're all running the same numbers as their Grand National cars. Bouchard's in 47, clunk. Richmond's in 27, Baker's in 88, Cale's in 28, sitting there chomping on a Hardee's hamburger. Earnhardt is in car number 3, tastefully attired with Wrangler upholstery. And Jackie Arute is in the TV car.
And look at Earnhardt. He is ready. He gets around and gets squared away.
If I were the starter, I'd get out of town. Here comes Earnhardt. Wait just a minute. Whoa! Not yet. Ed, you better drop that green flag and get out of there because they're about to start at it. I wouldn't give him any more instructions than that.
Jack. No, Jack. No.
All right, folks, we're ready to go. Let's count them down. From 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Demolition. Well, they're doing now what they wish they could do on Sundays. Smash and crash and get that starter out of the way. He's dumber than the guys in the race cars if he's going to stand out there. Okay, Earnhardt's landed one in the door at Tim Richmond. Here goes Bouchard. He's headhunting for Earnhardt at the turn 4 end of the Speedway and catches him in the tail light. Richmond gets Baker and gets double teamed. Here comes Jackie. And he gets Tim Richmond. Trying to, pacer there, he gets away. Here comes Bouchard, no side swipe there. He looks for Richmond at the other end. Tim Richmond, and they all miss Earnhardt. Wagon training. Bouchard, it's a sandwich. And Bouchard gets caught in it. Here comes Earnhardt. Smites the door of Bouchard. And Baker winds up the limousine. Tries to put Richmond in the wall. Here comes the little TV car. Here he comes. Clunk in the back of Cale Yarborough. Come on, you guys. Let's do this with a little force. Up, TV car gets punted to the infield. Here comes Richmond winding up in the 27 car. Gets a long run down the straightaway and stops. All right. It is Baker and Yarborough getting together. Up the other end, Earnhardt, Bouchard, and Richmond takes a slice out of Bouchard. Here comes Baker, uses the front end of that car like a battering ram. Earnhardt goes for reverse gear, and there's Yarborough smattering glass all over the racetrack with Bouchard. Well, the TV car and Earnhardt got one. Richmond puts Yarborough right into Baker and goes for a route and gets him, but pops the hood on car number 27. Here's Bouchard. He's trying to finish off Richmond. Richmond may be the first car out of this. And Cale can't restart the station wagon. Well, that poor little TV car keeps on running. And so does Earnhardt in the second smallest car in the field. Bouchard wants him. Bouchard chasing Earnhardt. Chasing. He can't catch him, but Baker turns him around and gets Earnhardt right in the back of his Wranglers. And where did everybody else go? Jackie Arute is out of it. 3 cars down and 3 burning up the west end of the Speedway. Let's bring it back here, guys. Earnhardt's in the middle. Now Baker in 88 and Bouchard have ganged up and make a sandwich out of Earnhardt and smash into the left front quarter panel. Looks like the shot bonnet gave Bouchard at Talladega. All right, here's Baker coming back into the center stage, and Richmond fires up, and he just beats the 2-minute warning by about 15 seconds. He wants Earnhardt. Takes a slice off the back bumper. All right, all 4 down at the west end now. And Bouchard is going to put a lap on Buddy Baker. Goes all the way down the end. The adjustable spoiler pops up, and Baker caves him in with the front bumper. Dale Earnhardt's out of his car. How about a hand for Dale? And now there are 3. Here comes Richmond. looking out the front window, all the way down the straightaway, and look out! Missed them all. Can't stop that thing. Boy, Baker can't get off the wall. Bouchard tries to put him away and misses. Thing don't steer too good. Richmond is backing up. He wants to nose the vulnerable front end of Baker's car, but he'll settle for Bouchard. Not that time. Oh, Ronnie says, don't do that to me. Tim, how do you see where you're going in that thing? Tim, do you care? Oh, Baker's car is steaming. Here comes Richmond. He wants Bouchard. Here it is. Oh! That had to hurt. Baker, final tap puts the turn signal on. I don't know if that's the turn signal or the surrender flag. Oh, Bouchard ripples the chrome trim just a bit. That one won't be going to Danbury Auto Body tomorrow. Oh, Richmond's had enough. He climbs up, and he put on a show. How about a hand for Tim Richmond? Well, it comes down to two. Baker is moving. Can Bouchard fire up that 47 car, or will Baker be the Grand Slam demo champion? The 2-minute clock is running on Ron Bouchard. He has about 1 minute and 30 seconds to start that car and move, or Baker will be the champion. Grind that starter, Ronnie. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Baker may want to finish him off. Clunk. Of course, that may just get him going again. 1 minute on Ron Bouchard. He's got to sit and take whatever punishment Baker chooses to deal him. Of course, Baker can't see much where he's going either. He always did have a lot of luck in Plymouths. 30 seconds on Bouchard. Baker may wind up to give him one last slam. 20 seconds. Baker circulates. Bouchard climbs out, and it is over. Buddy Baker couldn't get his pro stock going, but he wins something. He wins Grand Slam Demolition Derby. And will take home first prize money to Charlotte, North Carolina. We hope you've all enjoyed the Budweiser Showdown of Champions. How about a nice hand for runner-up Ron Bouchard? Our thanks to all the Grand National drivers, SK Modified drivers, and Pro Stock drivers, and car owners and teams that came and helped put on the show for you tonight. Out of his car where he can hear your applause, Buddy Baker. Buddy, you won something. Congratulations. He's our Demo Derby champion. And we hope the Bud Showdown has given you folks an appreciation of what it takes to run on the senior circuit of stock car racing and the talent that's been exhibited by these drivers tonight. And you'll see them in action Sunday at Michigan International Speedway and all up and down the Grand National Grand National Circuit. Our thanks to Budweiser, the king of beers, sponsor of the Showdown of Champions series. And our thanks to Lee Raceway, Hudson Speedway, Thompson Speedway, and the Stafford Motor Speedway for playing host to the series in 1985. Want to ask you to return to Stafford this Friday night for the Brick Triple Header, NASCAR Modifieds, SK Modifieds, and the Super Stocks with the Manchester Oil Heat 100, the featured event on Friday night's card. There'll be another Showdown of Champions series for 1986. You'll see the news about it in the racing papers over the winter. And once again, we hope to make it bigger and better.